They say curiosity killed the cat, but this curious cat is just trying to live his life. Well, unless he happens to wander into one of these 5 most dangerous chemicals known to science. These chemicals can kill you in seconds. And some are made by nature herself. Guys, buckle up. Because from nerve agents to radioactive poisons, this video will uncover the deadliest concoctions on our planet. We'll explain how and why they're so deadly. And by the end, we bet you won't be so curious anymore. Number 5. Cyanide. Cyanide is more than just a heart-wrenching song by the German band Rammstein. It's also an incredibly dangerous chemical compound. This colorless and odorless substance has been used for decades in pesticides and as a treatment for gold mining. But that doesn't mean it's safe. In fact, cyanide is deadly enough to kill an adult human in less than 2 minutes. The worst part, it's already in our food. Many common foods like apples, bitter almonds, and cassava contain small amounts of cyanide. However, these levels are usually safe, or at least not enough to cause fatal damage if ingested accidentally. On the other hand, industrial processes have found ways to extract and refine larger quantities of cyanide, which can be especially toxic when inhaled. While there's no specific antidote for cyanide poisoning, doctors may try to treat it with sodium thiosulfate or hydroxycobalamin, which help counteract the poison's effects. Nevertheless, time is crucial when treating such poisoning. If left untreated, cyanide can be fatal within minutes. Number 4. Polonium-210. You might not recognize the name polonium-210. You've probably heard of its famous cousin, polonium-218, aka the most toxic substance on Earth. That title goes to polonium-210 due to its extreme toxicity. Just 7 trillionths of a gram, or 7 picograms, can be fatal to an adult human. The reason for this is its radioactive nature. Polonium-210 is a highly radioactive element that releases alpha particles when it decays. Ingesting even a tiny amount can cause severe radiation poisoning, damaging vital organs like the bone marrow, digestive tract, and nervous system. Now you're probably wondering where someone could possibly come across this deadly toxin. Well, it's present in trace amounts in certain foods and water sources, but it's not usually a cause for concern. What is concerning is the improper handling of certain products, particularly those containing uranium. One notable incident occurred in 2003, when a Russian scientist accidentally contaminated a lab coat with polonium-210 while working with a radioactive substance. The contamination led to the death of a researcher who unknowingly handled the contaminated material. So how exactly does this microscopic menace exert its lethal effects? Well, it all boils down to its radioactivity. When polonium-210 atoms decay, they emit high-energy alpha particles, which are positively charged ions of helium. These alpha particles possess a significant amount of energy and can inflict substantial damage upon impacting human cells. The extent of the damage depends on the duration of exposure and the amount of polonium-210 encountered. However, even minute exposure can be fatal. For instance, ingesting a mere 0.0001 micrograms of polonium-210 can result in acute radiation poisoning. Given its rarity and short half-life of 138 days, polonium-210 is not typically found in large quantities on Earth. Therefore, primary concern regarding its toxicity arises from accidental contamination of trace amounts during the processing of uranium and thorium. Nevertheless, due to its potency, even the minutest exposure demands stringent safety measures and swift decontamination efforts. No. 3. VX nerve agent. VX is a powerful synthetic nerve agent primarily utilized as a pesticide. However, its notoriety extends to the realm of bioweapons and assassination attempts. Developed by the British in the 1950s as a potential military nerve agent, VX is now categorized as a Schedule I substance by the Red Cross due to its severe health risks. Its use as a pesticide is largely banned, yet illicit production persists. VX functions by disrupting the normal functioning of nerve cells, leading to respiratory paralysis and ultimately death. In contrast to sarin, another nerve agent, VX is not volatile and cannot be dispersed through the air. Instead, it requires direct contact with the skin or mucous membranes to gain entry into the body. Once inside, it swiftly targets the nervous system, causing symptoms like muscle twitching, blurred vision, difficulty breathing, convulsions, and ultimately paralysis. VX is highly persistent, meaning it remains active on surfaces and in soil for extended periods. Consequently, contaminated areas must undergo extensive decontamination procedures before they can be deemed safe. Unlike sarin, which has a half-life of several minutes, VX persists in the environment for weeks or even months. This characteristic renders it a formidable threat, as it allows for prolonged exposure and raises challenges for medical intervention. Furthermore, VX exhibits greater stability at higher temperatures compared to sarin, making it less susceptible to degradation and increasing its shelf life. The lethality of VX lies in its ability to penetrate human skin, making external exposure a grave hazard. Air Force personnel involved in recovery operations following the 2017 Syrian airstrike that employed VX encountered contaminated munitions. They took extensive precautions, wearing full chemical suits and employing specialized equipment to handle the materials safely. These measures underscore the severity of the threat posed by VX. No. 2. Hydrogen fluoride. Hydrogen fluoride is a colorless gas with a pungent odor that's often used in the production of aluminum and other metals. While it's a vital industrial chemical, it's also highly corrosive and can cause severe damage to human tissue. Inhaling high concentrations of hydrogen fluoride can lead to pulmonary edema, a life-threatening condition in which fluid accumulates in the lungs. Even low levels of exposure can cause coughing, wheezing, and difficulty breathing. Despite its gaseous form, hydrogen fluoride readily dissolves in water, forming hydrofluoric acid, which can penetrate deep into the skin, causing severe burns and even cardiac arrest. A leak of the gas can quickly fill enclosed spaces, posing an inhalation risk. To prevent such emergencies, stringent safety protocols must be established in industrial settings where hydrogen fluoride is utilized. Moreover, adequate training and personal protective equipment are crucial for workers handling this hazardous substance. In case of a spill, immediate evacuation and decontamination of exposed individuals are essential. Number 1. Tetrodotoxin. Tetrodotoxin is a potent neurotoxin found in pufferfish and other marine creatures. This naturally occurring compound can paralyze muscles and disrupt the central nervous system, making breathing difficult and eventually leading to death. Consuming just 2 milligrams of tetrodotoxin can be fatal, yet somehow this deadly substance is a delicacy in Japanese cuisine. Highly trained chefs prepare dishes like fugu, sashimi, and pufferfish liver, which are renowned for their unique taste and texture. However, even the slightest mistake during preparation can have lethal consequences. Chefs undergo rigorous training and certification to ensure they can safely prepare these dishes. Interestingly, the toxicity of tetrodotoxin surpasses that of cyanide, making it one of the most potent natural toxins known. While its origin is debated, scientists believe that bacteria rather than the fish itself produce the toxin. Pufferfish typically consume these bacteria, accumulating high levels of tetrodotoxin in their internal organs. As a result, it's crucial to remove these organs properly to ensure the dish's safety. Regardless, incidents of fugu poisoning still occur, emphasizing the complexity of preparing this dangerous delicacy. If you thought these toxins were scary, wait until you hear about the deadliest virus on Earth. From ancient outbreaks to modern mysteries, we've uncovered the most horrifying viruses that have plagued humanity throughout history. And don't miss out on our chilling bonus section where we reveal the latest viral outbreak that has the world on edge. Click here to watch. Deadly viruses next.